Woo! Edging that algorithm. It's been one hell of a morning already, and we're just getting started. But today, it's story time with Paul and Pook, baby.
We're going live.
We'll do it live!
You're listening to the premier podcast for men who want to not only be better with women, but want to be better men in general. This is the Come On Man podcast. And here's your host, Paul Bauer.
Good morning, guys. Holy cow. What a storm of events. Obviously, take my son to school, so that, always makes me late. And then my dog, as soon as I'm getting ready to do the show, that's when she wants to go out. I've got this geriatric professional podcaster here who's just not very professional. And then for 5 minutes, she's just going to town, licking herself. Just loud too, like just loud as hell. And I'm like, would you stop, you pervert? And then I get an email from Gumroad saying that they've temporarily suspended my account because of sexual fetish content. I'm like, what? So I wanted to look into that, and I was like, I got to deal with this later. I got a show to do. What's going on, guys? I don't want to spend too much time vamping here. If you guys didn't know, I was on Dragon Ship Saturday. I hosted a really good Dragon Ship episode, and MLD stopped by. He was on the show for most of it, and Donovan Sharp stopped in. He was about an hour late, but he stopped in too. We had a really good show, really good numbers. But one of the things that MLD told me after the show, I don't think it was about my show necessarily, but more about the Dragon Ship and where he thinks Rule Zero is going lately. But he's like, yeah, man, like the Dragon Ship can be flat sometimes. And he says Rule Zero can be flat sometimes. And you guys need more actionable information, more actionable advice, because these guys out here are starving for actionable information. And if you guys are just shooting the crap and talking about, hey, how you been, and all that kind of stuff, he says it gets old quick. So he said, like, our numbers did so well because when it was like, we got to a point where like all of us were really just riffing, we were all riffing about the topic of frame, and a lot of people were tuning in, and they're like, man, we need more episodes like this. And I was like, all right, fair enough. I can only host so much, though. I can only host so much. I am a professional podcaster, so I do like to keep things streamlined when I host those panel shows, but yeah, I can't control everything. You know what I mean? So today we are going to, you know what? And also, before we get into the Book of Pook, check this out. I've been going hard on the book marketing, guys. I've been going hard on the book marketing, and I decided that just studying the concept of book marketing, I needed a better cover design for my original book, because although they say don't judge a book by its cover, all you mofos judge books by their cover. That's how sales work. So I was like, you know what? I got to update my cover design, and I got to make it more clean so that when people click on it, they can actually see what it's about. So I redid my cover, and this is the new cover for Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. It's more clean. There's less background noise, right? You know exactly what it's about. It pops on the screen. That's the idea. And hopefully I can become a book mogul and retire. Okay. That's the plan, guys. All right. Speaking of books, we are continuing the Book of Pook series today. If you guys don't know what the Book of Pook is, this is the Book of Pook. It used to be just the Book of Pook. Now it's Book of Pook Volume 1. And what it is it's a compilation of forum posts from the old SoSuave forums. And SoSuave is the sort of dating and pickup forum where Rollo Tomassi got his start, right? And there was this guy in the early 2000s that went by the handle of Pook, and he wrote some really profound articles about women and dating and relationships. And someone decided, hey, we need to collect all this guy's stuff because it's just solid gold, and let's compile it into a book of actionable information. And so what we've been doing with this series is we've been slowly going through each chapter. Most chapters are very short. Some of them are pretty long, but most of them are short because they're just forum posts, right? It's not like a book, like, like my book, for instance, which just came out, The Essential Skills of a Masculine Presence. That's a book that's designed to flow and carry you through actionable information to change your paradigm, right? Book of Pooks isn't really like that. It's just a collection of various articles, and they do have it in a pretty good sequence, though, to help you. Once you get to the end, you'll understand women a lot better, women and sexual dynamics much better. It's a really good book. So that's why we've been going through that. We are up to, in the paperback, chapters 50, 51, and 52, I believe. So we're going to be talking about patience, what truly makes a Don Juan, ooh la la, and what's the last one called? It's called A Second Life. So those are the ones we're going to be going through today. Before we get into that, though, do be sure to like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Do sound off in the live chat. I know I was edging the algorithm pretty hard this morning. So if you could continue to talk in there. You guys were chatting amongst yourselves for a while. So continue to do that. That helps boost us in the algorithm. And then it's just fun interacting with you guys. Do consider sending super chats. I know you guys have the money. Y'all are sending $500 super chats to these 304s out here. I'm not asking for that, but if you send a $20 super chat or a $10 super chat, there's some fun videos that get me demonetized that I'll play for you. And then finally, we are one member away from reaching the goal for September of 20 members. One member away. Which one of you is going to put me over the top? It's only $2.99 a month. It's like 10 cents a day. It's less than a crappy gas station coffee at the Maverick, okay? Or at Buc-ee's or wherever your favorite gas station is, okay? And you get access to 4 years worth of content that's members only. You get access to the members only live streams on Tuesday nights. And you get a free Audible version of the Book of Pook, which you can't find, not an Audible, an audio version of the Book of Pook that you can't find on Audible. That's narrated by my good friend, Jack Napier. Let me play a commercial for that. And then let's get into the first chapter. Every single hour, men struggle in silence. Men who are facing rejection, confusion, and the pain of feeling lost in relationships. Thousands of men have found the support they needed, but for many others, help comes too late. Hi, I'm Paul Bauer. Will you be a supporter for men in need? Every day, men like you face challenges of dating, holding frame, and breaking free from nice guy syndrome. But you don't have to face these struggles alone. For just $2.99 a month, that's only 10 cents a day. You can join my YouTube membership or become a Spotify subscriber, and you can help keep this podcast alive. Your support ensures that I can continue to create content that helps men just like you. I can continue to help men overcome these challenges. By joining now, you're not just getting access to all older archived episodes. You're helping me keep this mission going. Together, we can reach more men who need help, guidance, and support. Right now, there's a man who needs you, and your membership says, I'm here to help. Please join today. Your support is making a difference. It is making a difference. And Brother Ed sent a $3 super chat. Let's make a Monday Bunday. It's terrible, Ed. It's awful. That's just okay. But because Ed's a double member, he's also not just a YouTube member, but he's also a beer club brother. He gets the thing. Super chat with see you there. Shake it, dance without a care. Send it love from everywhere. Groovy beats we all can share. Your support is so divine. Moving closer to the line. Thank you, you're the best. Party on, we never end. Yes. So I've determined that video gets me demonetized. That video gets me demonetized. So and you guys are pretty liberal with the super chats with that. So it makes all the difference when you guys send the super chat, because they restrict the ad revenue from me for that booty. I don't know why. Like, it's a glorious booty. Like, anyway. So the first one we have here is patience. What truly makes a Don Juan? Pook says, I have observed guys that had it all: looks, confidence, experience, and even interest from the women. I was envious of these guys, for they seemed to know what they were doing and knew how to do it well. I was in awe of how they could be so smooth with the ladies. Their abilities amazed me. Where I worked at, there were a couple of women who all the guys wanted. These women had initial interest in the guys mentioned above, and as you can imagine, those guys had quite a bit of interest in them. So the guys moved in for the kill. They unleashed their charm, their wit, their humor to get the women they so desperately desired. Keyword: desperately. In the end, both women had ditched these guys and went out with me. So what happened? How could guys with more experience, confidence, wits, and looks be shot down by the most in-demand women in the area? And how could someone like me, who lacks in these certain areas, succeed when such smooth ladies' men fell? Go back, the key word: desperately. Okay, you see where we're going with this? It all has to do with patience. These guys failed because they came on entirely too strong, too fast. After a couple of dates, they wanted to marry the person. Though they were smooth, they could not hold back their desire for a girlfriend. The women sensed this and recoiled from them instantly. This is it's funny. I learned this reading Corey Wayne's book, How to Be a 3% Man. But women are a lot like cats, right? They come and go as they please, and you sort of got to let them. And you got to be sort of indifferent. You have to be indifferent to what they're doing, right? Especially in the early stages of dating. And a lot of guys, they get a girl that's somewhat nice to them on a dating app. They're already mentally time traveling to the future. We call this chronesthesia, which I learned from Atomic Attraction, but it's mental time travel where you're like, oh, she's the one. And you start imagining, having 2.5 kids with this chick. You imagine what it's like to make love to her. You imagine the white picket fence and everything, and you just started chatting with her on a dating app. You haven't even met her in person yet, right? And so then when you go to the date, you're already needy. You're already pushing for a relationship. When a girl asks you, so are you seeing anybody right now? You're going like, nope, I'm not seeing anybody right now. Are you seeing anyone right now? Can we be exclusive after like the second date? And women are just like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but this guy is needy as hell. He's desperate. And that was me. That was me. That's like, when I woke up to that fact, I was like, oh, dude, I am such a needy little bitch. Especially like, so after my divorce, I did go on a few dates in between the separation and when I met Red Pill Chick. I went on a few dates. All of them bombed, right? All of them bombed. And then when I got back on the dating circuit the second time, I was able to get to, 2 or 3 dates, but I was always pushing for that relationship because I was like, I don't want to be out here dating anymore. And that's the thing. Most of you guys don't want to be alone. So you're like, oh, I got to get a girlfriend. I got to get a girlfriend. I got to get a girlfriend. Well, the thing is that a woman's evolutionary psychology doesn't want that to happen. Right? Women might say that, but they like deep down, they don't respond to that. Women have to come to the conclusion of exclusivity on their own, right? That's why sometimes you'll hear like Rolo even saying that women aren't just the gatekeepers of sex. They are the gatekeepers to relationship because they do have to come to that conclusion on their own. I can see that argument. But still, once you realize this, you do become the gatekeeper to a relationship because you're not pushing for it anymore, right? You're the one that's, hey, I'm just facilitating fun and fucking right now, right? You let them try to lock you down. And that actually works. That's letting hypergamy work to your advantage. That's using her evolutionary psychology to your advantage. Because until she brings up exclusivity, you don't owe her shit. You could go out and keep spinning plates. And spinning plates and dating multiple women is the cure for one-itis, right? Which is what these guys have. Like if you're trying to push for a relationship with a chick, it means you don't have enough chicks in your rotation. Okay. Get my book, Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. This is the old cover. You can't get this anymore unless you get a signed copy for me. I do have a couple of those left. So women on initial dates just simply want to have fun and have a good time. Men can throw too much affection too soon, too fast, and scare the women off or the woman off. Women find this as desperation. It is the ultimate turnoff for them. Patience is not inaction or chickening out. Not asking a woman you're interested in, not being patient, but being, let's see. Okay, I see here. Not asking out a woman you're interested in is not being patient, but being stupid. Patience is controlling your eagerness. Having fun with the woman. Don't take your outing so seriously. A woman must feel comfortable and secure with you before intimacy can begin. The key to her feeling comfortable and secure is by having fun with you. Okay. So your whole job is to facilitate fun and fuck, right? The 3 F's. Talk about it in Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18, available on Amazon and Audible. Patience is also outstanding at attracting women too. Those Mr. Smooth men I knew would be there at a second if one of the women called their names. If she said, "Hi, Mr. Smooth Dude's name," they would stop what they were doing and talk. I, on the other hand, simply greeted them back and kept walking. The Mr. Smooth men came across as eager and desperate by always willing to stop whatever they were doing to chit-chat, while I gave the impression of importance and hard to obtain by controlling my eagerness. You could do the same thing when it comes to texting. You could do the same thing when it comes to texting and phone calls. A lot of guys will think that if they don't keep a girl constantly engaged on texting, that she's going to forget them. Women won't forget you if you make a good impression. Okay. If you make a good impression, they can't help but think about you. And the more that you don't text them, the more they think about you. It's been scientifically proven that women are more attracted to men whose feelings are unclear. So the less is more. Less is more when it comes to texting and phone calls, right? Because if you're not constantly engaging with her, she's like, "What's up with this guy? All these other guys are texting me, but this guy's not." And whenever I reach out to him, he immediately sets up a date, and then we go and talk in person. Like, and then I end up fucking him. I don't know what is up with that. It's because you're checking your eagerness, right? You're checking your eagerness and you're having patience. Older women who are married and in their 40s and 50s have told me that one of the most common mistakes guys can make is trying to jump into a strong relationship after only a couple of dates. They said that women simply want to have fun and that if the guy smothers her with affection, she will distance herself. After all, who wants to be with someone that appears eager and desperate? Isn't it counterintuitive though? It's like women, it's like you're showing interest in them, and the more interest you show, the more they're like, "Ugh, I don't know why, but he likes me. I wouldn't ever go out with a guy who likes me." Women. Now, I must choose between one of the 2 women I'm going out with. Yes, going out with both. Mr. Smooth guys now come to me and ask, "What's your secret? How are you able to get both of them?" And I just smile. It's funny, you talk about this kind of stuff, and then losers go, "Oh, that's playing games. If you don't have to play games with a real woman, like with a real connection. Like women invented games, bro. The sooner you wake up to that, the sooner you realize that you are in a game, and women want to play the game with you. You understand? They want to play the game with you. All right, we have a couple of more super chats here. We've got brother Egan. Okay, let's do David first. So David says $5 boobies. Okay, so he wants he's also a double member, so he gets the $10 super chat for that, but we'll bump him up to the $10 super chat.
Thank you for the super chats. Boobies bouncing, can't stop that. From the east to the west, viewers, you are the best. Keep those chats coming in, let's do it all again.
Yes, and then brother Ed sends another $3. He goes, no more boobies, please. Buns again. All right, fine.
Super chat will see you there. Shake it, dance without a care. Send it love from everywhere. Groovy beats we all can share. Your support is so divine. Moving closer to the line. Thank you, you're the best. Party on, we never rest.
Yeah, and then brother John sent a $5 super chat. He's also a double member. He says, I always thought it was Mirror Monday. Boobies for the balance. It's Mating Monday, dude. It's Mating Monday. And you get the boobies.
Thank you for the super chats. Boobies bouncing, can't stop that. From the east to the west, viewers, you are the best. Keep those chats coming in, let's do it all again.
All right. So let's go on. Let's do this real quick here. Guys, follow me on social media. The links are in the description for that. I'm on all the good platforms. Get on my email list, list.comeonmanpod.com. A lot of you guys find yourselves in relationships that are going downhill and you don't know why. Get my ebook, She's Made You Weak. It goes through the 5 stages of the betatization process, explains what's happening. You don't know what's happening to you. Your girl doesn't even know she's doing it to you. But this is what's causing your relationship to go downhill. Okay, so check that out. List.comeonmanpod.com. I'll also send you some free stickers. And then, guys, get my new book. I got a million books here again. The Essential Skills of a Masculine Presence Psychology Paradigm. It's all about reprogramming your subconscious mind to get what you want out of life. 95% of your actions are habit-based, and those habits cause your actions. Those actions cause your results in life. I made a red pill law of attraction book. But I don't talk about law of attraction really in the book at all, except for in the introduction. We do talk about it in the introduction a little bit, but the rest of the book, it's all just about all your habits and how they control your results and everything like that. So get that. And then also, I do have a new cover for Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. The hardcover has been updated on Amazon. The Kindle edition looks like it's already, the changes have been pushed out. The paperback should be here in any hour now. And then I also updated the Audible cover design because I wanted to make it cleaner and easier to read. So when you land on the Amazon page, you know what this book is about. So check that out. And then let me play a commercial for the new book, and then we'll get back to the topic today.
Have you ever felt like something's holding you back in your relationships? Like you're always on the back foot, struggling to connect with women? You're not alone. Many men are taught to be weak, to defer, to play small around women by their upbringing, by society, by the very world that shaped them. But what if you could break free from the invisible chains that have held you back? What if you could rewrite the script? Reprogram the paradigm that's been running your life. This is your chance to step into the man you were always meant to be. In The Essential Skills of a Masculine Presence Psychology Paradigm by Paul Bauer, the first book in R.P. Thor's groundbreaking series, You'll learn how to understand and transform the paradigms that have shaped your life. You'll discover how to develop a dominant masculine presence, one that commands respect, inspires trust, and brings fulfillment to your relationships. Don't wait for life to change on its own. Take control. Order your copy of The Essential Skills of a Masculine Presence Psychology Paradigm now on Amazon. Available in hardcover, paperback, or on Kindle. This is more than a book. It's your roadmap to a life of purpose, strength, and success. Make the decision today. Reprogram your life and step into the man you were meant to be.
Yes, step into the man you were meant to be. Oh, by the way, the audiobook is done. I finished it up yesterday. I spent all day on it, but we finally knocked it out yesterday. I uploaded it to ACX. The initial checks passed, which is a good sign. So now I submitted it to ACX for approval to push to Audible. And that takes about 10 days, assuming no issues. Okay. So look for that in the next couple of days. Get on the email list. Get on the email list. And then as soon as it's approved, get on the email list, list.comeonmanpod.com. As soon as it's approved, I'll be sending out emails to let you guys know. Okay. Or just subscribe to the podcast and tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll tell you then too. Or follow me on social media. There's lots of different ways. Okay. All right. By the way, as I'm going through the book of Pook, you guys can follow along with me. If you can read it for free at bookofpook.com. And then, like I said, if you become a YouTube member, you can listen to the audio version of it, because when you become a member, you get a free access to Jack Napier's Gumroad version of the the Book of Pook. My bad. You can't find it on Audible. All right, the next. Hold on a second. That morning phlegm. All right. Ooh la la. That's the next chapter here. Now, I'll tell you what, this chapter is annoying. Like sometimes Pook writes stuff and you're just like, was he doing drugs that day? I don't know. Okay. Ooh la la. That is what is going through the Don Juan's mind. Ooh la la. For this is the only thing that is in a Don Juan's head when he is with the lovely young lady. Lady La Hotness, ooh la la. Monsieur Pook, ooh la la. But many guys do not have ooh la la in their heads. Rather, they have, am I funny enough? Am I interesting enough to her? Am I doing this correctly with no mistakes? Oh, heavens, help me. There is no woman in front of such a male. No, the woman becomes something else, a harbinger of lost dreams, security for their emotions, or a magical device that will make them become cool. I cannot believe guys have such problems approaching women. What are they scared of? The thought of sex turned me to stone. No wonder you stand there gazing at your Medusa in such manner. Keep things in their proper spheres. When you go to talk to a woman, focus on the talking. When you go to the date, go to date the woman, focus on the date. When you go to sleep with the woman, well, ooh la la. Basically, what he's saying here is be present in the moment, for one. And two, a lot of guys are worried about qualifying themselves to the woman, right? Trying to make her like him, trying to get her to think that he's cool, right? So they brag about how much money they make. They talk about how awesome they are. They talk about all their hobbies and all that kind of stuff. And you don't need to do that. She needs to qualify herself to you. Okay. You need to flip that mindset. When you go out on a date, it's a chemistry test to see if you like her or not, if she's worth spending your time around. You understand? Once you flip that mindset, you're now the interviewer and not the interviewee, right? You ever go to a job interview and the hiring manager is asking you all the questions and stuff like that, and it's their interview, right? And so you're nervous and you're trying to get the job, so you're trying to sell yourself. You want to flip the script. You want to be the hiring manager that's interviewing candidates. You understand? And when you do that, then all you have to do is focus on what she's saying. Be an active listener. Let her do 80% of the talking. You just ask questions, ask open-ended questions to keep the conversation flowing. Women love to talk, so just let them, unless they're nurse chick, then they don't talk that much. And you really gotta, it's because nurse chicks like talks cheap, boy. Let's go do something fun. Ooh la la. When you are talking of her and thinking of sex, or having sex and focusing on talking to her, you are not going to do either very well. When you kiss her, just think of kissing her. When you are approaching, think of talking to her. This is actually a good thing too. If you ever read the book Unleash Your Sexual Superpowers by Eric Everhart, he talks about being focused in the moment, right? Blanking everything else out in your world and focusing on fucking in that moment. That will make you a more engaged lover, and you'll actually enjoy the experience more, But a lot of guys aren't doing that. They're thinking about fucking spreadsheets at work, and I got these deadlines coming up, and they should be just blanking that shit out like that. There's enough time for spreadsheets at work. Okay. when you're in the bedroom, think ooh la la. But you protest women and happiness. You say, my emotions are undone, and you turn to a woman. But a woman is not a giant breast that fills itself with milk, nor are the lacteal veins of such women supplied with happiness from a source outside of herself. What you put into the woman is what you get out. And your view of women stuffed with this happy juice, this milk that swells against the giant breast you yearn to suckle, is but a mirage, one that will lead you off the cliff. You have your emotional owies and you want to suck on femininity, no matter how much the femininity dribbles down your body to nourish your pains. Women don't want to be your mother. When guys go at women from this position, it is no wonder they fail, as they deserve to. So he's talking about making woman your source of peace, your source of happiness, right? Being your emotional tampon. When you have problems, you bring your problems to the girl and you just want her to comfort you. That disgusts women. Like, women don't care about your problems, right? Women don't care. That's not their job, right? They might think they want to care, bless their heart, but their psychology, their evolutionary psychology won't let them care. So can't do that. They're not there for your happiness. You've got to make yourself happy first. Okay. Women and success. You say, my life is in circles, and you turn to a woman, but a woman is not in herself a torch of glory that shines her light abroad. No matter how much sex you have, no matter how many girls you go through, you still have to pay your rent, go to work, and labor to live. More girls will not transform your sorry life. Women despise boys that stay mediocre with no ambition, no plans, no goals, no dreams, and will leave them for men. Yeah. Although I will say this, if you have a good woman in your corner that sort of nudges you to do better, like, you might be motivated to do better, right? But if you're a loser in the first place and you're lazy, a woman nudging you is just going to annoy you, and then she's going to leave you because you have no ambition, right? Women like guys that are constantly working on themselves. Women and life. You say, my life is boring, and you turn to a woman, but a woman is not an entertainment center, as evident by lack of a mute or even a good volume control. They do not turn on and off at the flip of a switch, nor is their programming run by a logical schedule. Healthy women will react to you. What a bore you are. And off they go to the nearest man who has his stuff together. The secret to interesting people is that they find interest in almost everything. What do you do? Sit and surf the internet? No, remember the order of life. Remember the order of live, laugh, and love. 99% of problems come from people mixing up the order, going for laugh before live or love before laugh. Instead of focusing on girls to get a life, Get a life and go love, and love will attend to itself. Get a life and love will attend to itself. So basically, you can't, if your life is boring, you gotta fix that. Okay. You gotta come up with fun things to do. You gotta be a guy that's, has a good social circle. You have good hobbies outside of just surfing the internet and playing video games, right? Things that take you outside, that make you live an exciting life, like experience life. And then women will want to join your lifestyle. But if you're not experiencing life, if you're just sitting on the couch, drinking beer, or watching football, that's your hobby. Like, that's boring, right? And so you're like, well, I'm going to get a woman to spice up my life. That's not her job. Okay. Spice up your own goddamn life and then invite her to join you. Women are more likely to do that. Ooh la la, to get the women. First, you must talk to them. Madame, how do you do? Very well. How are you? Women would prefer to talk to anyone than be alone. She will be receptive to you talking to her. But how do you display your interest in her? With a sonnet? With a pickup line? No. Keep talking to her, but channel your interest through your eyes. First channel, eye contact. My, that is mighty weather we are having. Yes, it is mighty weather indeed. Most women will notice your eye contact. Remember, women love the eyes for a reason. The reason we know why is because that is where they first detect male desire. They will think, this is different. This guy is keeping eye contact. Most males are too scared. So she will keep the eye contact and keep talking to you, as you have already touched something within her. Eye contact is very important. You do not stop it. You do not look gazingly into her eyes and then stop later on. You keep it up, displaying your desire for her, and you keep staring into her eyes, even during intercourse. Girls love it when guys stare at their eyes during sex for a reason. Why? Because female satisfaction is influenced by male desire. Sleep with her without looking into her eyes and she'll feel used. If you've watched lesbians make love, you'll find them constantly staring into each other's eyes. Now she will really notice if you start asking about her. And I like to say, focus on this eye. Like, as you're looking at the video, this eye, the left eye, focus on this eye. I call it the left eye trick. In Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. The idea behind it is that the left eye is connected to her right side of the brain, which is the emotional side of her brain. And it really builds this deep emotional connection. And if you project your thoughts of like sex with her and stuff like that, she could feel it and she gets turned on and she doesn't even know why. Now, one might argue that it's just because you're making strong eye contact that might be true as well. But at least it gives you a good focal point. So try the left eye trick. Don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself and it'll blow your fucking mind. It'll blow your mind. You'll be like, oh shit, Paul's doing this woo-woo Wednesday stuff on a Monday. Second channel, ask about her. Blah, 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 blah. Forget that, my dear, and tell me about you. I used to think that by asking about her, you are attracting her by showing you are unselfish in the conversation. This is totally untrue. You are being entirely selfish because you want to get to know her. You are evaluating her. Why do you do this? Because you want her. By not asking about her, you will lose because you will not be thinking, I want her, but rather, I want her to want me. Do you see the difference? Instead of, I want her, she's got to prove herself to me. You're trying to make her like you, right? To be male is to want. To be female is to be wanted. Yes, girls go herd-like after a guy, but that is female competition, not true male attraction. When you really want a girl, you will want to know everything about them, what their hobbies are, what their plans for the future, what is their shoe size, whether they can digest asparagus properly. These things you want to know. Digest asparagus. Often the girl will toss the question back. You reply simply and casually as possible. Well, where are you working at now? I worked my way out of working. And then you go to the next question. Don't worry, she'll ask it again if she wants to know. I like to give yes answers to their questions. One girl went, "Are you going to college?" Yes. Next year, when she saw me, she knew to ask, "Where are you going to college?" When women like a guy, they remember everything about him. So I often say this a lot too, right? You want to let her do 80% of the talking. Okay. You do that by taking control of the conversation. If she starts rapid firing questions at you, right, which a lot of women do, a lot of people go into, men and women, they go into dates like it's interview mode, right? And to an extent, it is sort of interview mode, but you want to have fun. Okay. The goal is to have fun, facilitate fun and fuck, right? So you go into a date and a girl starts rapid firing questions at you. Marie Korchik did this to me on my first date. She starts rapid firing questions at me. And by this time I'd been spinning plates for a while. And so I almost had like an amused mastery with it because I'd seen this before and I knew exactly what to do. So I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Those are a lot of questions there. Before I answer those, answer this. And then I asked her an open-ended question. That way you take the power away from them and you spin it around. Now you're asking the questions and now you can get her to do 80% of the talking, right? I didn't answer any of her questions. I just said, whoa, 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 whoa. That's a lot of questions. Before I answer those, let me ask you this, right? Then when she does ask you questions going into it, you answer her questions. You know, you can be playful like this. Playful and vague is what I like to say. Be playful and vague. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a millionaire playboy by day, but I dress up like a bat and fight crime at night. What do you do? Tell me about what you do. Right? You answer a question in a playful, silly way. You don't really give her anything. And then you ask her a question. Now, the reason why you do that partly is you don't want to give too much away. Women want to figure you out. And you can't just be an open book and just tell them everything or else they'll get bored with you and leave. A lot of guys are like, that's game playing. It's not game playing. It's psychology. Okay. And you're using women's natural psychology to your advantage, right? Let her figure you out. She wants to figure you out. Don't give her any spoilers. The more she has to dig on you, the more invested she's going to get into you. Okay. You are not there to prove yourself to her. She is there to prove herself to you. If she likes you, she'll start rambling about this information about her, what she likes, what she plans to do, her ambitions, so on and so on. Third channel, touch. If you feel it in your gut, do it. If you do not have ooh la la in your head, you will do something completely off. So touch her when you think you should, kiss her when you think you should, and so on. Pook noticed the girl looked very cute and so took her in his arms. Ooh la la, she squeals. Pook noticed she sat there babbling endlessly. So to shut her up, he kissed her. Ooh la la, she laughs, pulling away. Ooh la la is my philosophy. Let it be written in the sky, written in the stars, so your mind will wash away those old toxic analyzations. Ooh la la, and this is your mission and destiny. Some people have so confused the easy life and hard life as to think that the path of security of walking on eggshells throughout life will make their life easier. But it is when you throw yourself into the fire that you learn everything. Analyzations, goodbye, and self-doubt, farewell. No glory lives on the back of such, and Don Juan, dream on, life awaits. Ooh la la, come sirs, drink this tonic I am handing you. No more doubt, no more what ifs, no more stupid suspicion of whether she is manipulating us or not. Drink, drink, and put it down the hatch. Ooh la la, join me, ladies. Let us sing it together. The ladies gather and squeak, ooh la la. Say it again, ladies. Come on, one more time. Ooh la la. And there is a nice guy that has wandered into this post. Look, we can see the sweat of frustration popping from his forehead. Say it with me, nice guy. Say it. Ooh la la. Again. Ooh la la. And alas, several more beings of melancholy have stumbled into the post. Here comes forth a philosopher, so sad and teary-eyed, not knowing what life is about. And following him is a seductionist, stuffed with analyzations and flowing electronic text, bitter that the reality of women seems so horrible. And there comes a young man who has lost the girl of his dreams, who doesn't realize that it was the dream that made her divine, not her making the dream. And he's green with jealousy, and he doesn't think he'll ever find another woman of his dreams. Come, sirs, you depress me. Say it together. Ooh la la. Again. Ooh la la. You are going to approach a woman. What is on your mind? Ooh la la. You guys in the audience better be saying this with me. Oh, and she is receptive to talking to you. Now what do you think? Ooh la la. You asked her out and she said yes. Now, what will be going on in your head on the marvelous and enchanting date? Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. You're kissing her. You're making out with her. She is getting undressed. My goodness, what is in your head? Ooh la la. Pity the fools in life who martyr their love life on a calculus of analyzation. Go out there now with a smile on your lips and a spring in your step. Keep in mind this commandment of life. All together now. Ooh la la. What I really like about this post, this is really annoying saying ooh la la a million times. But what I like about this post is the calculus of analyzation. I'm talking to you, Ho Math, right? You guys that watch Ho Math, and he breaks down all these numbers and all these statistics, and these women out here don't like that. It's all bullshit. Okay. Guys who fuck aren't worrying about the numbers. They're not breaking out spreadsheets trying to analyze the fucking return on investment of women. They're just going out and having fun and fucking. Okay. So stop overthinking and just go out and start talking to chicks. All right. Ooh la la. All right, guys, get in the beer club for the love of God. Beer.comeonmanpod.com. It's a good group of dudes. There's about 50 guys in there, all leveling up. We have 2 subgroups now. One's a gratitude practice group. That's really good for your mindset. Just focusing on things you're grateful on a daily basis will keep things in perspective, keep you in the present moment. And then we also now have a subgroup for guys that are looking for fitness accountability. Right. So if you want to lose weight, if you want to stay on track, you want to make sure you're getting your exercises in, get in the beer club and then get in that subgroup. You can hit up brother Nathan when you get in the group and he can add you to that. It's technically his group. But and then otherwise, it's a very active Telegram community. Guys are in there swapping notes on a daily basis. We just had a brother in there yesterday that had a little bit of an argument with his girl. So he brought it to the boys. Hey guys, this is what's going on. What do you think's going on here? And so from a third party perspective of other red pill aware guys that, can sort of have an objective view on the situation, we gave him some actionable information, I think. So that's what it's all about. It's other guys connecting to help each other level up, right? It's only $10 a month. Beer.comeonmanpod.com. All right. And finally, let's try to knock out this last one. This one's a little bit long. This one's called A Second Life. A young man approached this post, opened his mouth as but to speak, and snorted, Senor Pook, or is it that you like to be called Monsieur Pook? Well then, bonjour. There is French salutation for you French slop. Counterfeit, not the time, goodly sir. Speak your complaint. All you do in these posts is rattle and prattle about women and dreams and things. Tell me, in direct and utter language, why I do not have a woman in my arms. That reminds me of a post the other day where I posted a law of attraction quote, and some guy in the comments says, well, why isn't everybody rich then? Right? Well, if you want to know why everybody isn't rich, read The Essential Skills of Masculine Presence. I break that down. This is cruel, he whispered, but it is the truth. You can go out right now and get a girl. The girl might be a fat hag, but nevertheless, she is a girl. You choose to not go for the fat hag and decide that you are worth more. Loneliness isn't some cruel conspiracy from nature. It is your choice. You have chosen not to be with the ugly, fat women. Now, Now that you have acknowledged that you choose the beautiful women, it means you think they are right for you. Even though you might be a skinny, socially insecure dork, you believe you have inside you what it takes to get the beautiful woman. So you must go out and demo it in reality. Nature says, you silly little dork. Who are you to think you can get my lovely nymphs, the beautiful women? The proper response is, I will show you who I really am. And one by one, you become yourself. You reconnect all your dreams to the day. You don't bulk up because women like big guys. You do it because that is how you see yourself. You don't become the life of the party because women like those guys. You do it because that is who you are. You do not become Don Juan because that is what women crave. You do it because that is who you are. What is life to you? It is the pattern of our age that value is placed on living a long life. Because of this pattern of value being placed on having a long life, it is easy to lose sight that the reason we hope to live long is so we have more time to live worthily. What does it mean to live worthily? This is something that only you can define. People have lots of opinions on what you should do with your life, but when the day comes that you are on your deathbed, knowing the imminent is possible, you're the one that has to reflect upon the choices you made. So, what is life to you? I am not asking you to do this or that with your life, but I am only asking you to pause for a moment and think, what is life to you? Stop and look. Many people do not stop to consider. They relive their parents' life only to produce children who will live like them. They want money, so they spend their time to get it, only to use that money to buy back time. They always place their minds in the future and never in the present. Thus, they don't live in the present or in the future. They lose the moments. And in the end, that is all we have. This trading of time for money or money for time or present for future or future for present is not a pure exchange. Life gets destroyed in the transaction. Change is hard. Being a nice guy is the easiest thing to do, but in the end, the nice guy is a trap. The trap being the womb of security the nice guy keeps running into. Routine is easy. Change or anything new, this is hard. To take your lifelong habits and alter them, this takes some pain. It will be the pain of shrugging off the old life, the life your parents gave you, the life your school gave you, the life your friends shared with you, the life that everyone expects you to live. Except yourself. You only have one life and only have a certain amount of time. You may have been raised to believe that life is not meant to be enjoyed, but something to bear, to be painfully suffered through. It is the belief that you're having too much fun, then you're not doing enough stuff. Oh, is the belief that if you're having too much fun, then you're not doing enough stuff. Who says life is not meant to be enjoyed? And who is meant to define that but you? Those who have this way of thought will think, approaching women? Oh no, too painful. Having a girlfriend is like having another job. Women just require too much work to be enjoyed. Who says that women are not meant to be enjoyed? Who says that life is not meant to be enjoyed? And who is meant to define that but you? Life is whatever happens. Who says that? Who says that you have to suffer? With all that is out there to achieve and enjoy, you discover and see who is to say that is not yours? Who is to say that you don't deserve joy in your life? Who is to say you don't deserve the hot babes? And why do you sit on the sidelines and surrender it to others? Who's to say all these things are not yours? You define your life, not your grandparents, church, or friends. When you give up those rules to someone else, you are to blame if you don't like where you are at. We are not raised this way. We are taught when we are young that it is noble to suffer. We are taught to not speak our mind, else we might offend someone. We are taught to be quiet and good. When your parents drag you to places you hated, we are taught to sit through the monstrosity called education, making us confused that education comes only with pain. Thus, we naturally avoid pleasurable education the rest of our life. We are taught to always avoid risks when possible and embrace a nice, secure life. We are taught nothing that makes us alive. Some people think that we are meant to suffer each day, to gruel through the time and bear the scourge of daily agonies. If you believe you are underemployed, ask yourself, is my life dictated by my fear or not having a job? Or is it launched by the pleasure of working a job and getting more money? If you do not have a woman, ask yourself, am I focusing on minimizing the pains of approaching, dating, and loving, or am I focused on obtaining the pleasure of such wonder? Most people will never start a business because 9 out of 10 companies fail. But those that win in the end, even if they fail at first, keep trying because they are motivated by the pleasure of getting the business, not by minimizing pain and insecurity. And many guys will never get a girl because they want, and many guys will never get a girl they want because they realize they will fail more often than they succeed. But those that win in the end do so by focusing on the pleasures of success rather than the pain of failure. You know, a good thing I like to do is I don't like to look at things as failure. I like to look at them as learning opportunities, right? If you make that one mindset change, then when you do not have a successful date, it's just feedback. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, where could I improve so that the next date is better, right? But a lot of guys don't do that. They look at it like, oh, I'm a failure, and then they wallow in self-pity and they kill themselves, and it's all just because of their mindset. So if you have no women, it means you think you are better than what you can get. You can either go out to show the world what you are, or you can come up with another daily excuse. In order for that happy tomorrow to occur, you need to start today. Basically, you see this both with men and women, right? Guys that have super high expectations of women, but they're fat pieces of crap with no style, and they think they just deserve hot women. And so they're like, I'm not going to go for this lower tier, this lower hanging fruit. The thing is if you do nothing to improve yourself, then the concept of leagues is a reality. Okay. If you don't do something to improve yourself, then your only choice is to date within your league. But if you want better women, higher quality women, hotter looking women, you have to do something. You have to fix yourself to be the kind of guy that would attract those types of women. Okay. But I'm not 6 feet tall. It doesn't matter. That's an excuse. Okay. That's just a fucking excuse. You have control over your wardrobe. You have control over your fitness level. You can go to the gym, all those types of things, right? You can get educated. You can get a marketable career, make more money. There's all these types of things you could be doing right now to get women, and you're focused on how tall you are, something you can't control. You set the rules for your life. It will have as much pain, joy, and success you think you deserve. The world now begins with you. What is your world going to be? Most people fake happiness. There is a great myth that everyone amazingly believes that everyone else is happy, having fun, living life, and you all alone and miserable. That everyone is out there having amazing, glorious sex while you must be content yourself with pornos. This isn't true. Most people are in the exact same spot as you are. And those glorious unions you see everywhere, most of them are simply scared of being alone. So they go off and grab the nearest available person. The others are lying together with vanity. The big secret is that happy people aren't as happy as they appear. Many happy people are actually covering up their real problems. But what do? You see one of these happy people, and then you get happy at them, or you get unhappy at them. You make yourself miserable as you arrow nasty thoughts from your mind at them, and they don't even know you. You think it must be nice to be happy. They were born into the right parents, to the right environment. I wish I was like them. I wish I grew up where they did. A lot of people think about rich people that way, right? Oh, he's only rich because his parents were rich, right? No, not necessarily. There's a lot of trust fund kids that blow all their money because they never develop a wealth mindset. It's all about mindsets. It has nothing to do with might have something to do with your parents. Like rich people whose parents are rich and they become rich themselves, usually their parents instilled in them a wealth mindset, like how to manage your money better, right? You think, I have all these great qualities about myself. Why can't someone see it? Well, no one sees it because they are too worried about themselves. Women are not ignoring you. They too are worried about themselves. When you go out with a foxy lady, she'll be worried about how she acts, about how you think of her. Life is meant to be lived. Life is meant to be grabbed onto. Life is meant to be defined by you. No one may define your life, not your parents, not people on the internet, no one. A second life. Now your life begins to belong to yourself. Oh, now your life belongs to yourself. What are you going to do with it? This gift of life is yours and yours alone. It truly is the only thing no one can take away. Only you can give it away, to chunk it, to toss it into the abyss of time, but no longer will you do that. Before you crawled and inched your way through life, now cocooned and reabsorbed with your new thoughts, you mold off your old life and begin a new one. The other caterpillars, feeding on their grubs and inching in circles, look up at the sky to see you blaze by. How can he fly so high? How is he so colorful? How can he be so free? Nothing can stop you now except yourself. You now have the power to do what you've always dreamed. What are you going to do? The inner light of who you really are has broken out and will dazzle the world. You are so lucky, for you have saved your life. Now you know how precious life is because you were so close to aging without discovering it. And so people will notice the new you. Before I came here, I was mad for a girl. Now that same girl looks at me and stares. Something is different, she says. Something in your eyes, in your face. Shrugging, she smiled. It must be the light. I kissed her and pulled her to me. Yes, I said, it must be the light. All right. That's what we have here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I always flub up. You know, it's funny. I'm reading this, and I just finished reading the audiobook for the essential skills of a masculine presence. And each chapter took me about 30 minutes to read, right? Then it took me about an hour to go back and edit all my flubs. But that's all we have for Book of Pook today. Tune in to Woo Woo Wednesday on Wednesday. We're going through each chapter in the essential skills of a masculine presence, and we're up to chapter 3, which is paradigms and self-identity. So we're going to go through the top concepts of that chapter. If you haven't gotten the book yet, what are you even waiting for? I'll drop a link to it here. You're like, well, I'm waiting for the audiobook. Audiobook hopefully should be out here in the next, it takes about 10 days for Audible to do all their quality checks and make sure that it's good enough. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I didn't have any problems uploading it, so I'm hopeful. But in the meantime, get the paperback, Kindle, or the hardcover edition of The Essential Skills of a Masculine Presence. Guys, like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I do have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks for everyone that sounded off in the live chat today. I appreciate you. If you're watching the replay on YouTube, drop a comment below, your favorite emoji. If you guys are listening on Audible, or not on Audible, if you guys are listening on Spotify, drop a comment on that episode too. That helps boost us in the algorithm. Thanks for the super chats, guys. I hope you guys like the bouncing tatas and the jiggling booty. Become a YouTube member. I'm one away. Okay. Today's the last day to help me reach my goal. If you're not a member yet, what are you waiting for? Okay. It's only $2.99 a month. You get access to all the older episodes. These episodes are only free for the first 2 weeks, and then they go into members only mode. And then you got access to the live stream on Tuesday nights for members only. And you get a audio book version of the Book of Pook when you join. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description. Get on the email list. I'll send you a bunch of free stickers. You can also get my new ebook, She's Made You Weak. It's only about 11 pages, but it breaks down the betatization process in relationships. And then, like I mentioned before, The Essential Skills of a Masculine Presence is out. Go to books.comeonmanpod.com. You can also pick up my first book, which I just uploaded a new cover over the weekend. Everything I Wish I Knew When I Was 18. Get in the beer club, beer.comeonmanpod.com. That's all I have. We will see you guys on Wednesday.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. New full episodes served hot every Monday morning on your favorite podcast platform of choice. So subscribe now. Follow Paul on social media. The links are in the description. Now, go out and get it.